for the new season, at the end of last season, you were kind of fighting with your own coven.
Yes.
They were treating you kind of second-class citizen. What are you going to do this season, or your character, this season, to kind of reclaim your place? Or does she even want that?
This season, I think Davina separates herself from her coven. She doesn't want any part of it. She kind of, she's a witch, and she knows that nothing's going to change that, but she also doesn't want to go by their orders and their laws, and she knows in her heart like what's good and what's bad, and I think she's really following herself. And based off of last season, she was the pawn in everyone's game, and she was thrown around, and now she's really taken charge for herself, and she's a lot stronger. She's grown up a lot in the past 3 months, and she's really kind of taking charge on her own life now.
Can you talk a little bit about Josh and Davina's friendship?
Yeah.
Play out in season 2.
Josh is her best friend, and I love their relationship too. It's nice. I think Josh and Cammy are the only people that Davina trusts at this point, and so having Josh for Davina, it's like she now wants to protect the people she cares about, because everyone that she loves is gone. You know, like all the people that she's loved, she's lost, and she's not ready to lose anyone else.
She's obviously a very powerful witch.
Yes.
Saw a lot of that. Are we going to see her explore more of that power?
You're definitely going to see her explore her power, and like I was saying, like this season she's grown up so much, and she's kind of taking on, she has her own revenge plans with Michael now on the White Oak Stake, and she's in charge this year, so it's exciting.
So she's not overestimating her power when it comes to bringing Michael back, because we've seen how much of an adversary and problem he's been.
And he likes to be very manipulating, and she is very cautious with how she goes about it, and I think that she's made a lot of rash decisions based off of what people are telling her, and now I think she's really slowing down and planning everything out because she wants everything to go correctly.
Talk a little bit about Davina and Cammy teaming up for
Cammy and I think the best way to describe what's going on, as far as I know so far this season, Cammy and Davina are both. Cammy's taking kind of trying to separate herself from the supernatural world. Davina is as well in her own way. She's going back to school. She's doing her own thing, but then at the same time, she's practicing. She has her secret, which is Michael. Nobody else knows about. So that's kind of the only, like all of her magic, she's practicing in secret. So she and Cammy, I think, are right now both focusing on themselves as far as each other know. But they are still friends, and they still talk.
Do you think that she trusts that Michael is going to kind of bend to her wishes, or she's kind of
Yeah, she absolutely does not trust him, and I think that's the fact. She has because she doesn't trust him. She doesn't trust anybody anymore. She's putting her she's cast the spell so that he's under her control and that he can't do anything without her saying so. And I think her doing that was a big move. It's just like everyone else kind of thought that she was going to bring him back, and it was not a good move because everyone knows how dangerous Michael is, but she at the same time knew it as well. So she brought him back knowing that she needed a leash.
Oh, I was just curious, why is she so fixated on destroying the original vampires? Is it for her own sake, or is it more like for the good of humanity as a whole?
In general, she wants Klaus gone. You know, like in reality, she knows that Michael, she doesn't really want the whole vampire race gone, because that means Josh is gone, that means Marcel's gone. Everyone she loves, she doesn't want them hurt. So that's kind of like her main mission, is to destroy Klaus. Klaus has killed the people that she cares about, like Tim. And she's ready to do whatever it takes to get rid of it.
Is her focus so much on that she's not going to focus on her own personal life again? From last time, she's not gonna. Is there anybody new? I guess
a new boy comes to town named Caleb, and she becomes quite smitten with him. So that'll tease a little bit of that, because it happens.
It's Danielle Sharman, right?
Yes. Now the new characters coming this season are fantastic. You're gonna really enjoy them, I hope.
Not necessarily just romantic, but we're going to see her maybe deal more with characters characters she didn't deal with as much in the first.
Oh, completely. Yeah, it'll just in general, the new characters have great, cast really great storylines for everybody. So I think they're going to be fun.
Is there somebody this season you get to interact? Because basically last season you were kind of stuck up in an attic.
I was in an attic, and then when I got out, it was kind of mostly Josh.
Right. So
Yeah.
are you going to get to? Is there anybody you're really excited about that you're going to get to interact with this season?
I interact a lot with Sebastian Michael this season, and he's one of those brilliant actors, and he's so much fun. So I'm really excited to have a lot of scenes with him.
I know that Josh is going to get a lot of interest in season 2. How do you think about her?
You know what? I think she'll be happy for him, and I think if anything, she'll encourage him. Just because she's a good friend. She's his best friend, and I think that's how the relationship is. Just like I think he'd do the same for her.
Was there anything you added to the character that wasn't originally scripted, but maybe, even if it's just improvising lines or maybe
We actually do that quite a bit, and a lot of it too. Like for example, Joseph, he's British, right? And there's a lot of lines sometimes that don't quite make as much sense. I guess they're not as natural as if he were to actually say them. So they're changed in that way. And then sometimes the scene doesn't always we work with the writers a lot, but I mean the writers are so brilliant that everything normally just flows completely naturally. There's no need to do anything, but they're really, really easy to work with. Our writers are great.